Marriage or any other relationship is not a shield for abuse or assaults. Individuals living in societies in this world that all live in, sometimes find themselves in dilemmas of challenging ways, as some of them link themselves together in matrimony, or in a relationship, with an individual that intrusively use the commitment as a shield, and a channeling to input abusive ways. Some individuals do speak out, but there are also some who remain silent, men and women who continue in a regime of abuse and assault, because they think that they cannot do any better by themselves, and some think that talking out will only put them in harm's ways, after being threatened, laughed at or ridiculed. Not only in marriages, can you find this sort of activity, but also in a normal relationship. And in other cases, men do get abuse, whether it's mentally, physically, verbally, or sexually. It also happens to some men. Most of them choose not to report it, because of being ridiculed and laughed at, by individuals in societies that they live in. Some choose not to, because they don't want others to see their marriage or relationship as a failure. Today, I'm speaking about all relationships, as sometimes, because of the years individuals commit, some go on to be common law marriages. No relationship is worth being abused mentally, physically, verbally, or sexually. It's too much pressure, sleepless nights, unhappy ways, bad memories, and other. Dealing with sexual abuse in marriages, some individuals think that because they put a ring on someone's finger, and give others their name, that automatically they own the person, and can do whatever they want with them. Some even boldly declare, "I own you." That is not only wrong, but it is also a twisted mentality to think such wayward thinking. It's madness, and whoever thinks like that needs a reality check or a straitjacket. They are yet to understand the true meaning of marriage and a relationship. Being married or in a relationship with someone is not about slavery, abuse, assault, bullying, or any other false way that might creep into individuals' minds. Marriage is a commitment between two individuals, who carry a true love for each other, and they will use it as a base, to develop a more prominent understanding between the two of them, as they truly make their marriage work. And it goes the same way for a relationship without the marriage certificate, as it's always a 50-50 workmanship between the two individuals involved. It's about a true love, trust, commitment, understanding, communicating, sharing and caring. Yes. It's about togetherness. Not a falsified way to dominate the other, over trivial things that means nothing, or a structure to control and put into slaving ways, and it's never about gaining an upper hand on anyone to use as a shield for abuse. Some men and some women don't see the red flags coming from their mates, and some think that they cannot do any better if they leave the relationship. Which is also bad thinking for them. There is always better passages to rise on. It just takes the willingness to try and help self, instead of slaving in a home, being controlled and used like a puppet on a string. Some individuals like to be the dominant one in marriages and relationships. They like to be the ruler, the giver, the one who says and puts everything in play, the one who they partners have to go to beg for something to use or get for the day. This is a new era, and I truly hope that individuals will wake up and get out of the webs that they are tied into. And all ignorant thinking of mentalities needs to fade. A woman should be able to dictate what it is she wants in life, with her life. Everyone has their own life to live despite what commitment of marriages and relationships they tied themselves to. An individual should be able to say yes or no, when they need companionship and when they don't, and no man or woman shouldn't be taken by force what a man or woman don't allow. Every man or woman in such predicament, it's really time to speak out. Anyone using any inhumane method to abuse, terrorize, assault, victimize, bully or control should not be with you. Just get away from that person. Both men and women should have a willpower to say. Everyone should say what they will and will not tolerate or allow, as forceful and undefying acts in their life. And no biased thinking should not be allowed, as it's the blueprint for treason, abuse, and assaults in relationships. Men are men and women are women, and both can be leaders despite a false regime of biased thinking individuals that are trying to run others in the world with man-made lawless rules of law, a false predicament that cannot be justified. Wayward thinking that individuals so intrusively put out to the viewing public through media broadcasting and others. Everyone is equal, Everyone should have their own identity. There should never be a commanding, controlling way in marriage or in any other relationship, as it wouldn't feel like anything but a solitary confinement area of passage that you put yourself in. And the words "I love you, I wouldn't do it again" should not be accepted, because if the abuse happened the first and second time, what about the third and onward? After the first or second, you should be getting out before it continues with more vengeance. The quality of women should be acknowledged, as a woman isn't just for housework. A woman should not be manhandled, abused, assaulted, or used as a pleasure tool. A woman should be applauded and appreciated for being that feminine structure that can help get things done. She should be appreciated for her childbearing if she has any children, and for her thinking of wanting to evolve into something more than just a housewife, pleasure machine, etc. Some men don't like to see their woman independent and secure. They like to know that she has to wait for them daily to ask for what she wants. That is why women should be independently structured, and so should those men that are getting the blunt edge of their marriage or relationship, the ones that fall into the same category of being abused and assaulted. Any man or woman that has meaningless procedures, advances, abuse, or assault from anyone that does not qualify, that is still in a continuous marriage or relationship, needs to get out and speak up. Now is the time. Free yourselves from any kind of false and wayward intrusions of commitments that just contains abuse.